Joining us now, the Canandaigua Braves on the line, our specialties hotline, Coach Deven York, who's actually our G&G Fitness Coach of the Week. We'll tell you more about that in just a little bit. It's not because of the fantastic mustache. That's only one reason. But also long stick midfielder Jackson Nieman and Sam Bennett, senior attack, who also was on our program a few months ago when Canandaigua was marching to a Section 5 football championship. So, guys, welcome to the show. You were part of our Pittsburgh Pub Game of the Week on Monday, Memorial Day victory, 7-5 over your rivals. Victor handing the Blue Devils their first loss of the season in a game that couldn't have been tighter. 2-1 after the first, tied at 4 at halftime, tied at 5 going into the fourth, and then 2-0 in the fourth period. Coach York, what was the difference in that game, and what was the difference in the fourth period?
I think the difference was turnovers. I think that was pretty much our plan for the game, was try to keep chasing them, to make them uncomfortable on offense, to try to generate more possessions in the ride, and being physical on defense, ground balls. And in the end, a game like that, it's going to come down to a couple possessions, and we had those at the end.
So, Jackson, you're a long stick midfielder. So, the guys that score all the goals get all the glory. Talk about what your job on the field is.
Well, my job is just really to make sure that they don't score. And I think it's a thankless job a lot of the times, but our defense knows that, and we take pride in that. And we don't really need that publicity, I would say, because we know how good we are. We're not cocky, but we know we got to get the job done, and we do.
Sam, in goal for you on Monday was a sophomore Jack. Is it Fayola? Is that how you say it, guys?
Yeah.
7 saves, and Jackson Grant had 3 goals and an assist. Sam, any parallel? A lot of football players on this team that you can carry over to some success, or is there not a lot of crossover?
Oh yeah, we got a ton, and I mean we're all super a tight-knit group, so it helps a lot because we all know each other really well, and we all work together really well too.
Coach York, we don't want to look past noon today when you play Penn Yan, which is a longtime traditional rival of Canandaigua, the Finger Lakes, going back all the time, just a powerhouse in Class D. But you take a look at the top of the Class B bracket with yourselves, with Victor, with Webster Thomas. Each of you has taken a turn beating one of the other teams. What is next week and the sectional playoffs going to be like? It is as intense as the regular season has been. Is it even going to get better as we get it to the middle of June?
Well, it's going to get better for the fans, I'm sure. They're not going to be disappointed. There are going to be some exciting games. It's watching the Victor Webster game, seeing Victor take it to them and the way that Webster took it to us. So, like I said, it's the Class Bs in Section 5 in upstate New York it's great lacrosse all around here, but the Bs are tremendously competitive. So, like I said, it's a game we know that you have to minimize mistakes, and you can't let up for a minute, and you really have to play perfect. There's so much talent around. So they're going to be exciting games for the fans, I'm sure.
The only 3 games I looked on your schedule that have been close, at least in the final score, were 5-4 Corning, 4-1 McQuaid, and 7-5. The only loss you guys have had against Webster Thomas. Jackson, it's a veteran group. You haven't played a lot of close games. Well, does that matter going into sectionals?
I don't think so, because all those games that haven't been close in the end, we focus as much on our opponent as we would if it was a Victor or a Thomas. And I know this group, our mental toughness is one of our really just focal points of our team. And when you have a team like that, you don't take anything lightly, and we're just ready every week.
Sam, how big is tradition? How important is that to you and your teammates and your classmates? Because Canandaigua, you look back, you've had a lot of success during your time there, and there's been a lot of success before you. How important is it to you guys to add to the chapters to that legacy?
It's definitely really important because we've been on teams where we were that close, and we all know how bad we want it, and we just want to keep playing with team. Yeah.
Coach York, Sam's your top scorer, 34 goals, 11 assists. Cam Tallman with 8 goals and 21 assists, your top assist guy. What are the strengths of this team, and has this team shaped up the way you thought it was gonna, or have there been any surprises on this roster?
Well, like these guys have said, I brought up Sam and Jackson when they were freshmen back in 2018. So I've been with them for 4 years. That 2019 loss to Victor, most of my seniors and juniors were my seniors were up for that. So we've been around for a long time together. And one of the advantages I think we had during COVID, during closure, was we were sort of the last people in the room that didn't know Santa Claus existed. We thought May 15th we were still going to get a season in, and we were Zooming all the time, and the guys were training. And then when it was canceled, it was, well, let's keep going. So we were able to play a lot over the fall without football because I have so many football players. We probably played more fall ball than we ever had. So this is a really tight-knit group. And to your point about sort of the weapons and that, the thing that I really love about this group is there's not a lot of pressure on one person. It really is a team. And, if Sam doesn't score for us, Jackson Grant's going to put a couple in. If Dom Camella does, and Elliot Morgan is. So there's a lot of weapons, and we have that defense. And I'll tell you, that makes for a coach, it makes my life a lot easier, because even when there is a turnover and we're playing defense, I'm like, well, it's not going to be easy for them. Certainly confident.
Jackson, there's no state playoffs. And so, if you get through the sectionals, your last game will be. Your junior season was not available to you last year. Does that, and that the competition is going to be top notch, does that just raise the stakes for sectionals even more? And would it make it even sweeter than maybe even a state title to get through this? And if you're able to finish on top to go out with a championship?
Of course. Not having the state title kind of stinks, but I think this team, after that Victor loss 2 years ago, we just got so motivated and we were so ready for last year. And with that year off, we got even more ready for this year. So it's definitely a really special opportunity that we're going to have in sectionals this year.
Sam, how sweet would it be to ride off into the sunset of college with a couple Section 5 titles after this crazy school year?
That's ideal. That's what we've been working for almost 2 years now. So it would be great.
Coach, go ahead, Steve Bradley.
I asked Jackson about his role, and this is kind of something Jeff and I almost do. Can you just elaborate on the two guys that are our guests and what they bring to the table for your team?
Oh, they're outstanding leaders, and on and off the field. I'm just so proud of the way that their personality goes through this entire team. They really have that same attitude and that mental toughness that they talk about. These guys are completely committed to the weight room. They're committed to off-season practices. My job as a coach is really easy with these guys. To the point where one day I was asking Jackson what we do in pregame, and he just said, "We've got this, coach." And he means it. These guys got it. A lot of people were talking about why we didn't pull the ball out with a minute left when Eric Platten was pushing down with a minute left. We were up by a goal against Victor. Normally you would call maybe a timeout or have the guys pull it out and stall, but these guys have earned that right. It's almost, they put the work in, and I get to sit back and enjoy the show in many ways. And I just trust them. They're a very trustworthy group, and that's what this team is.
A lot of trust from a coach. And Jackson, you are the son of a coach, Dave Nieman, former Section 5 coach, a football coach, Canandaigua, and beyond that. Did you did he play lacrosse, or was it not available then?
No, he was a baseball player in Greece, West Side.
Deven, can you tell he's the son of a coach in any way?
Oh, It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I don't even. Sometimes I might be on the outside of the huddle. Hey guys, let me in. You got it. No, he is he's definitely the son of a coach. He's tough as nails, fierce competitor. Both these guys are. And that's the way our team is. And like I said, it's not just doesn't just come down to two. The whole team really is taken on that persona. So it's a joy. It's really fun to coach every day. And one of the things that I think just motivates us is we don't want anybody to take that away. You know, we want to play for as long as we can, and they play for each other. And I hope you see that when they're on the field, that they really do care and they care for each other, and that goes a long way in this sport.
Well, we know you care for them as their coach, and you are a G&G Fitness Coach of the Year for the success you've had with Canandaigua now and for many, many years before as an assistant. A 50-20 record in your fourth season. And congratulations on the award, Coach, and good luck in sectionals. It's
an honor. Thank you for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
Sam, good seeing you again, and good luck to you.
Thank you.
And Jackson, like I said, say hello to your dad for us.
Will do.
Canandaigua lacrosse right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show, brought to you by Salvatore's Pizza. We'll take our first break. You're listening to Fox Sports 1280.